I forgot to talk about this in the tutorial, so I'm including it now, even though this is a different day, but that doesn't really matter. What I did for my Equius teeth, as you can see, they're unlike my other cosplay teeth, wherein they have 2 gaps, because that's how Equius's teeth are. And the detail for this one, the only difference from the tutorial is that instead of super gluing a tooth here or here, if you do a bottom set, I recommend it for Equius, but you do not need to for any other cosplay. Anyway, instead of gluing on another fingernail here and here, just skip it. And then when you're done cutting these all into points and filing them or whatever you want to do to make the rest of them sharp, just paint this with like nail polish or something. Some people use acrylic paint, I guess, but I used black nail polish. It gives a really realistic tooth missing appearance, especially from far away. Obviously you're gonna get sun glints on it and you can tell that it's not a hole, but this is already more than you could ask for. So if you want to do Canon Equius teeth, I recommend this method. It has done me wonders and I love it! Originally I had darker blue contacts, but they fucked with my eyeballs. I don't really know what happened there, but my left contact always made my eye have like severe problems, so I got a new pair and I thought they were going to be the same color, otherwise these would be dark blue, but they were bright blue. And I guess I'm okay with that too. I kind of like how intimidating and intense it makes my Equius cosplay look. And I use them for John too, which, I don't know, maybe it's less appropriate, maybe it's more appropriate, but let's be honest. Having colored contacts is fun. And it's not like it's essential for cosplay. I just think it's fun, and I like the way it makes my cosplay look. For my gloves, I just used regular gloves, cut the fingers off, and the important thing that I did with mine to prevent them from fraying is I folded the last ½ inch inside and I sewed it to itself, inside out, so it wouldn't fray anymore, and they look like I bought them like that, basically. They look really good. Overall, they work really well, and I don't have to worry about that. For my Equius shirt, I got this at Goodwill. I don't know if you can find another one like this, but the brand is Duo Dry, and I'm gonna see if I can get a white one, or maybe another black one, for a white one for Equius Sprite and another black one for my Equius cosplay, because as you can tell, it doesn't fit me very tightly anymore, and I think it's just the material it's made out of, and it, you know, having been worn so often, it used to be tight. So I don't really know what happened there. But it's not tight anymore, so I don't know. Maybe I'll get a new one, maybe I don't care enough. But I just painted this on with fabric paint. It was really hard to get the right color, so I had to mix black and blue, and like I think a little tiny bit of purple, but anyway, yeah, I painted that myself. I didn't use a stencil or anything. Some people prefer using stencils, but I tend to wing it. Sometimes with stencils, if you have the paper or the stencil mat or whatever you're using down on your shirt, and you paint inside of it, when you peel it off, or if you even move it slightly, it's gonna spread that wet paint around, and it looks smeary and stuff. Besides, the rest of the stencil blocks out like where you can tell your symbol is anyway. So what I usually do with mine is I usually draw on a general shape with chalk. Usually these are black shirts and stuff, or Homestuck trolls. I just draw it on with chalk, and then I paint over that with fabric paint. If you can prevent yourself from using puffy paint, do so, because that will be really thick. And try to use as little as you can so it doesn't look like really thick. It almost looks like it was printed on here, which is kind of neat, even though it totally wasn't. My Equius socks. I got these socks at Joann's Fabric, and in October, and I guess they were like a Halloween thing. I don't know what the point of this frilly stuff is. It doesn't help it keep up on my thigh at all, but other than that, That's where I got these plain black socks, and obviously I painted the stripes on them, as you can tell. I'm gonna have to try to find another pair just like these next October, because I always like having a backup. I've had to buy another pair of Equius pants, and that was a pain in the butt. But, and my pants, they're not very good, but these pants, which I wish were better, I got them at Walmart. They're like girls' yoga pants, and they make my butt look huge, and it isn't, and I don't like that. But they have a little tie I just tuck in because Equius does not have a tie. However, Equius does have a fly on his pants. He has pockets and he has a fly, and I don't have one. I have elastic, so I don't need one. My pants aren't that canon because Equius has a fly and I have elastic. I don't really care that much. There's a line in the middle and that's close enough for me. If I really cared that much, I could always just like try to sew on an L shape to make it look like there's a fly when there isn't. But I don't really care that much, so whatever. And for my shoes, I have to repaint these. All of the colors come off. They're not canon. I'm gonna get a better pair, but the thing is you can't wear cleats at cons, so I'm just like, I don't know about that. Maybe for like outside photo shoots or something like that. My friend made these. She was originally gonna cosplay Equius, but then decided that she would rather not, and she just used, I think it was acrylic paint to paint on these. The outside, the lines, and the bottom. That's all worn off now, though. His shoes don't have laces, so that's one, like, obvious inaccuracy. But she has the little, bolts in here, which I have gone over a couple times with silver Sharpie. I think I might just color this with silver Sharpie or something, and then she sprayed something over it. I forgot what it was to keep the paint on, but I might just like redo this with silver Sharpie. Whatever, I don't know. And for my glasses, I got these at Claire's, which is like this really girly store in the mall. They sell like emo glasses and hipster glasses and all these stupid weird sunglasses and stuff, earrings and accessories, but I got these there. They obviously didn't have black lenses because, as you can see with my pair, you can't see through it at all. When I wear these, I am almost totally blind. What I did was I used black nail polish, again, very useful, and painted this all. Then I took a toothpick and I scraped out the parts that are his cracks in his lenses. And then I filled that in with white. I know, it's really hard to tell from far away, but cracks aren't much bigger than that. Like, legit cracks are not much bigger than that. However, I didn't have white nail polish or white paint at the time, so I had to use glow-in-the-dark fabric paint, which is why it looks so gross from back here. It looks like snot. In the dark, it makes it really comical because if these have been in any kind of light before I walk into a room that is dark, all you see in the darkness are the cracks in the glasses glowing as I get closer and closer and closer. So I've spooked Ray a couple of times like that. And my horns, those are really easy to make. It's hard to get them perfect or close to perfect. I just used model magic for them and shaped them obviously into the appropriate shapes. I went a little detailed with this, even though it doesn't have to be. You can keep it like flat if you want to. It really doesn't matter. I just wanted to get it to look more realistic because I'm a little obsessed with that kind of thing. But first you let it dry for maybe 2 weeks at maximum. If you have smaller horns, you can wait like a week or a week and a half. If you have larger horns, I'd go for maybe 4 weeks. It depends on if they are hollow or filled with something. If they have something inside of them other than the material they are made out of, wait even longer to let them dry because you do not want to be trying to file them and then all of a sudden you leave a big crease in your horn. It's almost impossible to fix. And then I just painted it with acrylic paints that I mixed to like the approximate correct color. Then with this, with Equius's, I have a really thin headband. I have the same for Matuna because I have 2 sets of horns for him. He has the one in front and one in back. You don't have to do it like that. You can stick them all on one headband. It doesn't really matter, but that's how I like to do it for mine. And for Equius and for Matuna, I have a really thin metal one, and it's got black on the outside. I didn't have to paint that on or anything. There are a lot of black headbands, and I just cut little creases in to the model magic and filed it a little bit, scored it, and then scored the headband material so it was like crisscross scored, and that makes it easier to bond these 2 items together. And then I just used super glue in the divot of the horn that I just cut out and super glued it. Stuck that in there and held it until it dried, and it was pretty fun, and I like these a lot. I think that about sums up my Equius cosplay. I guess if you have any other questions, you can ask, but I don't think I'll do another video reply with this cosplay. I think I just about overdid it. So, if there are any other questions that I have failed to answer with this tutorial, then go ahead and ask. I'll write a reply, most likely on YouTube, and that's how that's gonna go. So, any other cosplayers who found this information helpful, I hope that you were not sorely disappointed by this tutorial video. I apologize for being sick throughout this video, but you know, what are you gonna do? I was sick. I will see you at conventions and online and stuff. Bye. You are so lucky you're not here right now because I am sick and I am smelly.